All right. Hello, internet. Strap in. I'm just gonna kind of blast through these X-Men because I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So, like, Alpha Flight was actually kind of interesting, not knowing a ton about Alpha Flight, and I'm excited to see what's next. Astonishing Iceman took me by surprise. I don't love it, but compared to Iceman minis of past years in recent memory, I definitely like this more than that. But also, I thought there was some interesting stuff happening with the character. And I don't know. I think seeing what happens next will be interesting. I also believe that this will be a satisfying mini because what they're doing with the character, they can't do for an extended period without it getting boring. So I'm really excited to see this idea happen, explored, and resolved, and then set for what's next. I think it's actually really going to work. And I was shocked to find that Children of the Vault, focusing on Cable and Bishop now, uh, caught me. I enjoyed it, and I'm curious to see what's next. Um, Deadpool wraps up this run, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Deadpool now. If they leave him as a teen character, I'd be fine. This Jean Grey run uh, caught me. Um, Again, interested to see where it goes. It's playing with some of the weirdness of the '05 coming back, and I don't know. This one feels like it could swing either way at this point, but it's an interesting setup. Um, Dark X-Men didn't really grab me at all. Um, I don't know. I'll probably end up finishing out because I think I'm ordered through four, and at that point, issue five is the last one. So, but yeah. Immortal X Men. Uh, Instead of getting caught up with the events, played something with Shaw and Emma and the Hellfire Club, and I thought its focus gave it some interesting insight and carried some of the flavor of where we've been with X Men forward. And if they continue with that, I think I don't know, they could be doing something stronger than I might have anticipated. The Dematis Magneto issue was interesting. It wound around. It's really playing with Magneto being the new mutants leader at the time. And if some of this was explored at the time, I think it hits on a lot of what Claremont was trying to get to, but didn't want to take the time with Magneto to focus while building up um, the New Mutants themselves at that time. And I don't know, this could end up being the biggest X book of the moment, despite it not being part of the moment at all. Uh, Realm of X is a flop in my eyes. It's a lot of mysticism, though, which, as pointed out with Daredevil and some of the Spider Man stuff, is just not my thing. It's trying to be an all femme X book idea, which I'm not against, but I don't think it stands out that well when it's played in the other world with the mysticism ideas, and you have these knights of valor around them, big macho men, and they're kind of as much characters as the X women are, and it just I don't know, the whole thing felt muddled, didn't quite catch me. This Storm mini ended up being the Senti at her best. I was completely blown away. Would highly recommend it. Well above most of the other pile. One of my favorite Marvels of the month. Um, X Men Days of Future Past 2. This keeps hitting a lot of what I wish Marvel would do, which is treat the whole of Marvel like it interacted with each other, as opposed to pretending the different departments were lines of where they should and shouldn't exist, except on crossover moments. Um, so I enjoy it, but it is very much a mini and a dalliance, and ultimately not going to matter to the larger bit, but for a comic in and of itself, uh, enjoyable. Uncanny Adventure Avengers is moving. It's trying to repair this idea that like the Avengers or Captain America don't care about the mutants and trying to see the injustice and carry it forward, especially with everything that happened. Though with Captain America having been resurrected by the X Men shortly before, everything went belly up. If that's not brought up in short order as the idea that maybe he's being brought into line to their will because of something lingering from that, I think this will be a miss. Um, I don't know. It's all right. They have strong arches, which is where Dugan tends to do best. Dugan does not do well with moral grays, which means I shouldn't be writing any of this shit. But I don't know, with being kind of an Avengers book, I mean that works, so hopefully that aligns. Um this bit of X-Force sets the X-Force members in a different place from where the rest of the Hellfire Gala, was sent off to death. So that could be interesting, though Deadpool being here in particular puts it at odds with what they were saying in Uncanny Avengers as far as like character placement. And I don't know, if you're going to have this many books and you have this many characters at your disposal, um, inconsistencies like that just kind of bring the whole thing down. Um, X-Men 25 leads Kitty to be a bit bloodthirsty in the fall of Krakoa and is an interesting issue. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those standout issues after the dust settles and years go by. I think this will be considered a key, um, because it is an emotional impact and a change for, one of our major characters. If Dugan pulls this forward, I might have to reassess. But I'll wait till we get there. And then X-Men Red. I don't care about these characters. I don't know why we're still here. I don't know what's going on. Let this die. If that's going to be continuing for much longer, that's going to be an easy drop. So that's the X books. Cheers.